A homeless man who says he was documenting hazardous conditions inside a shelter says he was thrown out of the place for taking pictures.
Well, now homeless advocates in New Haven say the shelter and even the city are trying to cover up the problems there. News 8's Kent Pierce has that story.
There's mold in areas where it's not black mold, which is not breathable.
Rico Jones saw more than that during his stay at the Grand Avenue homeless shelter. He took these photographs of broken bathroom tiles, exposed pipes, and missing toilet lids to show others the poor conditions there. Then last Thursday, he got kicked out of the shelter for taking those pictures.
They're afraid of the idea of that if you go ahead and people get to see exactly what kind of filth is in the building, that it would do them some harm.
But the city says there are simply shelter rules against taking pictures.
They feel that taking pictures without permission is violating people's confidentiality. Okay. And they have some confidentiality rules at the shelter.
Homeless advocates stood on the steps of City Hall saying the shelter conditions are just part of the problem. They say the homeless are kicked out of parks when they try to sleep on benches, then kicked out of shelters when they complain about conditions there. This group is already trying to sort of take matters into their own hands, once taking over a piece of city property and basically turning it into a homeless camp. And they say if things don't get better, they'll do that again.
On July 24th, we will take over another property, because if the city is not going to defend people's rights, we will do it ourselves.
Mayor Harp's chief of staff says the city cannot assume liability for homeless camps on city property. Plus, there's a new plan in the works for a more permanent solution.
All of the shelter providers are in the same room trying to put together a plan that they are actively seeking to house over 100 of the chronic homeless in New Haven.
But the homeless activists say they've heard promises like that many times before. In New Haven, I'm Kent Pierce, News 8.